Mama, it's cold outside. Mama, it's cold outside. Mama, don't go outside. Stay inside with me. That's right, it's still cold outside, so we're gonna warm up today with some French onion soup and wash it down with some hot butter.
My onion chopped up for this soup. It calls for about 6 large onions, but make sure you get the roots of these all chopped up. All right, I am a little bit nervous about this onion. I know it's supposed to cook down, but that is 6 large onions, and it fills a pretty good size. All right, I'm right at the point where I'm gonna add my salt and pepper here, according to the video. One thing I will say is they truly misguided the time, because the amount of onion they say to use, so far it's been half an hour just to cook down this flour where I'm doing the seasoning. So add some time on there if you're going to use their video as the reference. Alright, so the onions are cooked down fairly well, but I'm trying to get some of the water to boil off, or the liquid, excuse me, to boil off before I add the flour. It seems like there's quite a bit here. Alright, so some quick notes. One, do not cook this in a copper pot. I believe that's what's taking mine to cook so long. Cook in a ceramic one if you have one. I don't have a ceramic, I just have the copper in my black cauldron. Other people want to call it a cast iron Dutch oven, but I call it my cauldron. This is the wine that I'm using to scorch the pan with. It is not considered a top shelf wine, but I opened it the other night and I was able to get one sip out of it and fell asleep, so I had to pour out a whole glass. But I'm sure it'll be good in the soup. And my 2/3 cup of wine actually turned the soup really red, so we'll see. You won't be able to see it, you know, once it's cooked, because it'll have the bread and the cheese on top, but at this stage it looks kind of interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get started on this drink that we're going to have with this. You know, nothing better to warm up with than some hot buttered rum, or so I'm told. Tonight will be the first time I'm trying hot buttered rum. So we are going to start with scorching the glass. Just let that get nice and warm. Good warm drinks, etc., etc. And tonight we'll be using our regular bar spoon over the favorite. No particular reason why, I just really want to mix it up. All right, that should be good. Let's go ahead and pour that back in there. All right, so this calls for a bar spoonful of sugar, or at least this particular recipe. And of course, as always, I will link where I get my recipes from in the description. These ones are both off the internet, so there's no worry about trying to find them. And it calls for some ground allspice. I did not have any ground allspice, but I do have some allspice berries that I chopped up. Well, I should say I crushed with my rolling pin, so you know. And it also calls for a clove of 1 clove, and I have these lovely cloves that are from Madagascar. I'm sure they will taste wonderful in there. You're gonna end up using like a tablespoon of butter. And when I first saw this recipe, I'm hoping it turns out the way that they said, because it kind of sounds weird to me, at least, with the whole using a teaspoon of butter. And then the other thing it calls for, of course, is some rum. And it says Jamaican rum would probably be a little bit more mouth-feely, but we're gonna go with somewhere close. We're going with some Barbados rum. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Barbados. I have been, and I've actually walked through this distillery. And it was a lovely day. Believe it or not, I kind of got laughed at. And I had blonde hair at the time. Or, yeah, a whole lot of blonde hair. I got compared to Jessica Biel. And that was very interesting to me, because I actually kind of had to look up who she was, because I did not watch that much TV, not really into, you know, stargazing, I guess would be the best way to say it. And I don't necessarily have a great little thing for measuring 4 ounces, but 4 ounces is half a cup, so that's why we're using this lovely measuring cup. It says to go ahead, pour in there. And the guy who does this video was saying this comes from a book from 1860. It's there, that particular recipe. So we'll see how it actually is. It is taking me a minute to mix this up and melt that butter into this hot buttered rum. But it is looking rather yummy, for the most part. I like butter. I've never really had it in a drink, so when we get to tasting notes, I will let you know what I think. It does take a good second for it to mix up. All right, there we go. We'll see you at tasting notes.
How you doing? Coming to you with another taste test from the Tundra Witch Doctor in the kitchen. Tonight we have hot buttered rum, and from what I understand is French onion soup, which looks very tasty with the bread and the cheese on top. Real good combination for a cold winter night. I'm gonna give the hot buttered rum a taste. Anytime I have hot alcohol, it kind of goes up into your sinuses and it takes my breath away. But that's pretty good. I can taste some spices in there, the butteriness. That's a pretty good drink for this evening. I'll move on to the French onion soup. I'm not sure how to eat that. Wow, that's thick and, well, lots of onions. That looks delicious. You can see that. Wow. Well, that's very good. Tastes like some type of beef stock or something. They're very beefy flavor, but loaded with onions. And I'm gonna try that little piece of bread, probably off camera. Let my assistant try hers. But that's delicious. Way to go, Tundra Witch Doctor.
As expected, like I said, my soup's a little bit more red than what it's supposed to be. It could be from the wine. Could be because I used a copper pan. Could be because the dog was upset. Who knows? But we have our hot buttered rum and our French onion soup. So let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm going to try with the soup first. It's very hot. Be careful.
Not bad.
Okay. I can taste that. How do you pronounce it? The Gruyere cheese? The special cheese. A lot. I want to get some of this sauce and onion in here so I can get a good taste. It's not bad.
Good. I'll eat it.
I don't know if I would call it French onion, but it works. All right, we got some hot buttered rum here. There's the rum.
That's very warm.
Buttery. I like the spices in it, especially that extra allspice that's in there. It does give you an interesting mouthfeel.
I'll drink it.
Yeah.
It's not too terribly bad. So there you have it, French onion soup and hot buttered rum.
Good job.
Good thing to warm up to. Cold outside. Mama, it's cold outside. I know. Don't put you outside again.